William?
The Rotary forward tests of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you. Thank you, William. And I will take us through the object of Rotary. For anyone who is attending this for the first time or hasn't heard of Rotary before, Rotary is quite an old organization. This should be our 117th year. But Rotary is simply about friendship and service. So in summary, Rotary, or the object of Rotary, is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular, to encourage and foster, first, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of worthiness of all useful occupation, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. And fourth, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the idea of service. Again, welcome to our fellowship tonight. This is Rotary Jabali, or officially Rotary Club of Jabali. As I mentioned, we are a young Rotary club, and for the past about 1 year, actually for the past 15 months, we've been in the process of inviting friends, inviting colleagues to form a Rotary club. We've been successful in that pursuit. And as at last week, we did apply for our charter to be a fully fledged Rotary club. And as at updates as at today is that our charter is being processed at Rotary International, and we'll probably have it by end of next week. So within next week, we'll be a fully fledged Rotary club, and we'll have our charter party at the end of this month on 30th of July. Today's meeting is our first in the 2022-2023 Rotary Year. Our Rotary Year begins 1st of July and runs through till 30th of June. So you're joining us for the very first meeting of this Rotary Year, and we thank you very, very much. We were to have Emmanuel Katongole as our guest speaker tonight. PDG Rotarian Emmanuel Katongole as our speaker tonight. However, due to an emergency business call, he had to be flying at about this moment. So he sent his apologies earlier in the week. And the reason he couldn't join us is because he's on flight mode as we are in this fellowship. But we are pursuing to have him in our next fellowship, hopefully on the 20th of July. But before then, so for today, we'll have 4 of our charter members, Mark, Waweru, Jacinta Mueni, Eva Kaburu, and Gathua Mohair as our speakers. We get to know what they do, how they live their life, how they got to know of Rotary, what they do socially, and all other interesting details that you'll want to know about our charter members, 4 of our charter members. So I'll be inviting Elvis to moderate the session or introduce the moderator and introduce our speakers tonight. But before then, let's see, I had seen a few guests who I'll request to probably say hi to us, and also anyone who has been away for a long while. So probably let me start with our district governor, Azef Astrat. She is the leader of Rotary in Kenya, Ethiopia, South Sudan, and Eritrea for this Rotary Year. DG Azef, thank you very much for joining us this evening. I welcome you to say hello to our club.
Good evening, everyone. The time difference is 7 hours. I am now in the morning hours, more or less, going into the early afternoon. And I'm so glad that I was able to attend your first meeting. This is like the third Zoom meeting that I'm having this morning before everyone goes to sleep in Kenya and Ethiopia. So it is a very interesting coincidence. Of course, I would have loved to listen to PDG Emmanuel. That's my favorite speech. I remember that at least twice I have heard him. He's a big motivator, I call him, of especially the young generation. How he came about to be probably a billionaire from nothing. So it will be a very interesting discussion that you will be having with him anyway, one of those days when he is available. So I thank you. I'm just here to listen to you. I'm one of you, and I feel I'm part and parcel of this club. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DG Azef. We look forward to seeing you on the 30th. It definitely shall be a great beginning of the Rotary Year. And I also believe this is one of the very first fellowships you're attending this Rotary Year. We don't take it for granted that you've joined us amongst the very many Rotaries in our district.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, DG Azef. I can also see quite a number of Rotarians. Charter President Richard, welcome. Angela Obonyo from Lavington Echo, welcome to our club. Probably could also have a few more people saying hello. Irene Mugi, how are you? Mary Kongo, how are you? And Mary Nekesa. So probably seems like the ladies have been missing for a while. So let's hear from the ladies. Irene, could you say hello? And then Mary Kongo.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Samuel. Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a lovely evening. It's good to be here. Funny story, last time I joined, my phone got snatched just because I wanted to listen into the conversation, but I'm happy to be here today and looking forward to the conversation. Back to you, Sam.
Thank you, Irene. Yes, I remember that. The last time we joined our fellowship, your phone got stolen, so we owe you a few drinks. Melissa will remind us when we need to pay the debt. Mary Kongo.
Good evening, everybody. DJ, good evening, and the rest of the, I say, Rotarians to be, friends of Rotary Club of Jabali. I'm Mary Kongo, or Miss Kongo. It's been a pleasure. I've been away for quite some time in the spirit of hustling. I'm normally a bit late to join the meetings, but I was looking forward also to the speaker tonight. However, I'm glad to hear the story of chartering the Rotary Club of Jabali. Hopefully I'll be a member one day, one time. Back to you, SK. Cheers.
Thank you, Ms. Kung. We are definitely waiting for your membership very, very soon. It will not stay for more than a few months.
Thank you.
Maybe Nakesa?
Hi everyone. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Mary Nekesa. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Langata. I'm very excited to be here today, and I think it's amazing that it's amazing to see Rotaractors from, let me say Rotaractors from my generation, because I can see a lot of familiar faces, and these are people who I feel like we've been going through the Rotary journey together, and it's amazing to see you guys start a Rotary Club. It's very encouraging, and at least we know that when we'll be transitioning to Rotary, we have somewhere to go. So a big shout out to you guys, the charter members of the Rotary Club of Jabali. I'm very excited to be here. I think this is the second time I've visited this club. And yes, I'm looking forward to an interactive session. So thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Nakesa. We are also definitely waiting for your membership. And just to balance on gender, not to be gender biased, William, you could say hello. William,
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. I'm sorry that some of us tried to join and their phones got stolen. So now I was just outside. I've decided to get inside the house. I don't want to suffer the same fate. So I'm happy to be here and happy to listen in.
Thank you, William. And probably one last person tonight. Let's see who that could be. Terrell, how are you and which side of the world are you joining in from? Is a good culprit for ISA tonight. Melissa, over to you to adequately find Terrell. Anyway, Elvis, over to you for tonight's session. Elvis Karaya.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I would like to confirm from SK that you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Fantastic. I will start by apologizing. Sorry once again for the change in our agenda today, but such is life, and we are happy that we get to learn more about our neighbors and our members of Rotary Jabali. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, I would like to introduce our speakers, our guests for this evening in our roundtable. We have Eva, Jacinta, Mark, and Gathua. I wouldn't want to do proper introductions because the whole essence of this meeting is for them to speak to us so that we can know their voice and know more about them. So I'll invite Eva to just tell us who you are, what you do to earn a living, maybe for a start. And you can have Eva followed by Mark, then Jacinta, then Gathua.
Good evening, family and friends of Rotary. As you've heard, my name is Eva Kaburu, Eva Gati Kaburu. I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt to like 8 children. And career-wise, I am an aeronautical engineer. I'm also a born-again Christian. I love God. I try to do right, so probably I fail so many times, but His mercies are new every morning. Yeah, I think I can start with that. Thank you, Elvis.
Thank you, Eva. Mark?
Hi, everyone. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so as mentioned, I'm Mark Waweru Bunjiri. In terms of Rotary, I first heard about Rotary in my high school days, but then later around 2017, I had a very close colleague of mine who was a member of Rotaract, and I got to tag along in a couple of the meetings, and it was very refreshing. And the thing of service really appeals to my nature. In terms of training, I'm an accountant by training, but currently I do financial planning. Yeah, and other than that, as of 3 months ago, I'm a dad of a boy. Yeah, and briefly, that's about me.
Thanks, Mark. And congratulations on our director. Hopefully
Thank you.
very soon.
Yeah.
Jacinta.
Hello. You're
Hello.
able to hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. My name is Jacinta Mueni Matata. In terms of specialization, I'm in IT. I'm a sister. I have one sister. I'm an aunt to 4. I'm a wife to one of the Rotary Jabali members, Muhia. Yes, I can start with that for now.
Fantastic. That's wonderful. At least kuna watu in the family, the family of Rotary is strong in us. Gathua.
Thank you, Elvis. My name is Gado Mohair. I've been a Rotary since 2015. I'm a son, a future husband. Beyond that, career-wise, I'm a civil engineer, currently doing transportation system. Thank you. On other things, I'm a hiker. I love adventure. That's where I am. Thank you.
Thanks, Gathua. Thanks, everyone, for your introductions. Gathua, was that an announcement for application? The future wives in the house?
The current economy does not allow us to hire, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. So I want us to just stick on it when it comes to the career-wise. Most of you, so Eva is an aeronautical engineer. We have an accountant, civil engineer. So two engineers. Sorry, I did not know about that. And IT. So is this your dream job? Is this what you wanted to be when you grow up? If not, what do you want to be when you are younger? Let's start with you, Gathua, since you were last. You're closest to the microphone.
Okay. Okay, that's a loaded question, to be honest. I honestly did not know I'd become a civil engineer. I always wanted to build things, and the career I'm in allows me to build those things. But gradually, as now I've grown up, I've grown in the profession, I also think that I could venture into other things, become highly specialized in certain aspects of the industry. So yes, to an extent, I'm living my dream because I still get to build things, because I think I define myself as a builder, not just a civil engineer. So yes, my career at this moment, I think I'm on the course. I enjoy what I do. Of course, not every day, which is natural, but on most occasions, and I have certain aspirations, which I think they'll get fulfilled as I move along in the career. So to a large extent, I'm still within the dream. Yes.
Congratulations on landing your dream job. Eva, is that the same case for you?
Growing up, I think in primary school, I wanted to be an accountant because I'm good in math. Somewhere along the line, I think in high school, that's when the thought of a electrical engineer came to me. And I think it was something actually was just in brewing, because when I was younger, I come from a nuclear family of 3 girls. I was the one of the girls who was always following my dad, fixing things around the house, going up the ceiling, doing fixing airlocks, fixing when he's on his car, I'm there with him fixing electrical problems, I'm there with him fixing. So I could say I'm actually doing my dream job. But my mom wanted me to be a doctor. So I decided when I was in high school, she was insisting, you need a doctor in the family. I just made a prayer to God. I told God, if you really, really want me to be a doctor, give me a plain A. If not, if you give me between A and B, I shall be an engineer. If you give me between C minus, C plus, I shall be a chef. And well, I landed in the engineer bracket. And that's how I found myself in aeronautical engineering. And I did not fulfill my mom's dream of having a doctor in the family.
So how then you haven't told us about your other side gig where you're a baker. So if you did fall in the engineering bracket, how's baking?
My third option was actually being a chef. So I think that's how baking comes in, because I enjoy cooking, I enjoy trying out new recipes. And baking is because I actually love eating cake. And growing up, my mom told me one thing: you like eating something, learn how to make it. So I learned how to bake. I took also a short course at Valentine's House to learn how to do decoration. And then that's how it started to be it was basically it's a hobby and hustle. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. And we are happy for you. Mark, did you still Eva's dream of becoming an accountant? How did you end up as an accountant?
Okay, how I ended up there is purely by, I believe it's by chance rather than by design. But in retrospect, I believe I'm where I should be. I'm in the right career for my temperament and my beliefs, etc. However, and I believe I'm still young enough in the event that those passions and interests change, I can always venture out. However, as I climb the Maslow's pyramid, I'd want to learn how to fly. It's a dream. It's a dream. I believe every childhood boy dreamt of flying. You know, you see those things in the sky and you admire and you want to be there. So I think as I progress, I'll try to at least learn how to fly. It doesn't have to be the jumbo jets, even if it's just an aircraft, and move around. It's something that I'm really passionate about and I'm willing to learn very soon.
Fantastic. I can see you and Eva have a lot to talk about after this meeting.
Yeah.
Or women in tech.
Yes. So for me, growing up, I really wanted to be a doctor. Really wanted to be a doctor. So I made sure my grades were good. In the primary school that I went to, unfortunately, we did not have computers. So I never got to interact with computers until when I got to high school. So when I got to high school, we were choosing electives and I decided, with computer studies, why not? So that's how I ended up doing computer studies from Form 1. So the sciences were good, computer studies were good until we did KCSE and the results were out. I remember when I selected my options for the courses I'll do in uni, medicine was number 1, computer was number 2. So when the grades got out, unfortunately, I had missed some marks to do medicine. That's how I ended up doing computers. Yeah, IT. So far, it has been an exciting journey. And what I love about IT, it's very versatile. Like there are many things you can do in IT. It's not only programming or fixing machines. It's very wide and versatile. Yeah.
So it's wide and versatile. So instead of saying you're just in IT, what exactly do you do in IT? Do you make new computers? Do you fix old ones? Do you make software? What do you do?
Okay, currently what I do a number of things. One, there's system administration, making sure that our systems are functioning optimally. We do backups well. I also do IT support, this is where I make sure, like in the organization where I work, their machines are working well, their internet is well. If users have system issues, they are sorted. I also do an aspect of data analysis. I also do an aspect of training where we do system training. I make sure the users are comfortable using the systems we currently have. And also recently, I got another new role with the issues to do with data protection and privacy implementation, ensuring that our organization is compliant with that act. So in a nutshell, that's what I do in a day-to-day basis.
Fantastic. That sounds very exciting. From the medical side, you're not too far. You get as much excitement as we do. So
Yeah.
no loss there. Before I go to the next question, I'd like to remind you all to sign in on the register. It goes a long way to help us track attendance. Please sign in as the president has shared in the chat. And I would like to switch gears a bit and ask something a bit more philosophical. What are you passionate about? What gives you joy or a sense of fulfillment in life? It could be what you do or something you'd like to do, your hobbies. Just tell us about what you're passionate about. Let's see, we'll start with, Jacinta is a bit shy, so she asked me to make sure she's usually at the third or fourth, give her time to think. So I'll go with Eva, Mark, Jacinta, then Gathua.
I'm passionate about living life and basically being happy. So one of my main things above on top of my list is family. I love my family. I love spending time with my family. I love spending time with friends. So basically anything that makes me happy, spending time outdoors, going for long walks, spending time in nature. These are things I really, really love. Um, what else am I passionate about? I'm very passionate about service to God and trying to live life in obedience. As I said earlier, I'm not perfect, but those are things I try to live by every day. So I enjoy nature, I enjoy spending time with God, learning the Bible, I enjoy spending time with family and my friends.
Fantastic. And that's quite inspiring, especially the nature aspect. And I'll get to that in a bit. Mark.
Yes. I am passionate about several things, but right now, being that my career sort of takes center stage, I'm very passionate about making an impact in whichever way I can on several aspects of the society right now. Things to do with climate change tops that list. And it is based on the understanding that if we continue to degrade our environment as we are, we won't have a future to leave our kids. And now, of course, having a young family, a young child, I'm becoming more concerned about the kind of earth or environment that he'll have in the future. So that has led me to do a lot of research in these areas, see what I can do. And of course, the main thing is that you have to act local. And by acting local, you're acting global. So that means being very conscious about how you, being conscious of how you interact with the environment. Are you a polluter? You know, do you try to plant trees? Do you conserve energy when you can? Things like that. And also I love reading. I read a lot of business literature. And yeah, and as I said, it's because all this sort of culminates in me having the kind of career I'm looking to have in the next few years. Yeah, thank you.
Before I let you go, Mark,
yeah,
I like that you're passionate about the environment. How and your career, how do you bridge, do you merge these two passions of yours? How do you make sure your passion for the environment and for slowing down the effects of climate change translates in how you do your job as an accountant or financial planning?
Yeah, so actually the good thing is there's a bit of convergence, because where I work, it's also a very central objective that we have, making sure, you've heard about ESGs, environmental sustainability, etc. So we do a lot of, for example, as late as, when was this? About 2 months ago, we were in Western Province for a tree planting exercise. So that's one of the things we've done. We've also tried to, that's not the only thing that we pursue. We also do a lot of education programs. So we have something we call, I'm forgetting that name, sorry. But what basically we do, because currently I'm in the telecommunications field. So we build telecommunication masts. So what we've done is wherever we have a telecommunication mast, especially in far-flung areas of the country, we do build a center around it so that we enable kids to have free Wi-Fi so they can come and learn. We also provide books and several other literature, just to help in bridging the gap where the government hasn't been able to do much in these areas. So we've been very passionate about that. So my job, I feel, sort of brings me closer to this, because it also gives me some time to see, to read and experience what other countries are doing in terms of bridging that gap, and rather cutting down on emissions, etc. Because for now, for instance, we are installing solar panels and LIB batteries to sites. That means we're able to harvest a lot of sunlight and use that, as opposed to using fuel, diesel, and electricity. And that helps us to conserve the environment. And many other, which I'm sure we can always talk about.
Yeah, and we now know who to invite as a speaker for one of our meetings to get in depth about that. Jacinta, Jacinta, tell us about your passion.
Okay. I'll start one with my career currently, what I do. It really makes me happy every day, like seeing the skills that I have contributed to elevating the lives of the clients we serve. I work in a microfinance institution which provides financial solutions to rural smallholder farmers. So we have branches in interior places, Bondo, Kisumu, those Ushago places. And it really makes me happy at the end of the day knowing that I contributed to elevating someone's life using the skills that I have. Also, and my other passions will be in regards to my hobbies. I love experimenting in the kitchen with recipes. I love hiking. I love teaching children. I used to teach in Sunday school and also to teach computer studies to high schoolers, though I've not been doing that for recently. And I also love just experimenting with art, mat making, beads making, drawing, coloring, yeah.
Listening to you speak, I can just hear Grace, who's our new generations director, scribbling down furiously about people to invite for activities with Interactive. And as you speak about what you're doing at work with micro, with people in remote areas, I think it aligns quite a bit with also what Mark mentioned, and I'm glad about that. Gathua, tell us about your passions.
Okay, I think this is a difficult question, and the reason is I'm not exactly sure what you mean by passion, but in this case, I'll take it as what keeps me going.
I think yes, you could think about it as what keeps you going, or something that gives you joy or a sense of fulfillment in life.
Okay, in that case, then I think I sort of have a definition of what it is. In terms of career, I think it's so I'm in the road sector, in the transportation sector, which is a bit crucial because whatever you do, you have to move between places. So I look at it as the fulfillment of seeing the impact we have beyond. For example, when you do a road somewhere, when you do a transportation system somewhere, that fulfillment and the impact that it has on the wider economic benefit to the communities. I think that's what keeps me going. For example, recently I moved out of Nairobi. I think the close friends in the club know I moved to a far-flung area that is in northwestern Kenya, somewhere in Turkana. So when I look at it, what keeps me here is the impact I see when you do the economic benefits that these people get from having such a road in this place, or having the kind of connectivity that we envisage they'll have when we are done with the whole project. So essentially what keeps me going is the kind of impact we have on the community. It is a bit interesting when you know, every time you do such a mega project, it's also an experiment. It could backfire, it could work, or could hit on it. So the fact that you're sort of the adrenaline, it's like an adrenaline rush where you come, you try out new things, you see if they'll work in the community. Of course, sometimes they might not work, but in most situations, in majority of the situations, they work. So what keeps me, let's say, in my career is mostly the impact we have in the communities that we work in. For example, when you cut someone's travel time by maybe they were taking 8 hours, now they can take 2 hours or 1 hour. That's a really significant impact on them, on how they can trade, how they can move someone who's going to hospital or something like that. So that's what keeps me going on the career side. But then when it comes to my social life, I tend to be a bit more reserved, but I think the joy of hosting friends, I think even here in the club, the people who have been friends for long, K, Elvis, what. It's the people I get to host maybe for hikes or such things. So anytime I see on my social life, anytime I see my friends happy, I can do that. That's my joy. On my career side is the impact I have on the community. They might not see it directly, or they might do. Sometimes you go into hostile communities, but that's it. That's life. So yeah, when you see the impact that you have on the people around you, I think that's what keeps me going generally. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And it's good to know that engineers find excitement in their design, and need to the person who designed that exit at Mlolongo, what excitement you are looking for.
That's a story for another day.
Yes. Now let's keep it closer now to home and why we're in this meeting and talk about Rotary. Why did you choose Rotary? I know some of you have mentioned that you've been Rotary actors before, or how you came into the Rotary family, but why Rotary for you? And a part B of that question would be, what is Rotary for you? This year we are trying to imagine Rotary. So paint us a picture. When we imagine Rotary, what is it for you? So why Rotary, and what is Rotary for you? For this one, I think I'll start for the first time with Jacinta, followed by Eva, and then Gathua and Mark.
Okay. So why did I join Rotary? So I remember my first interaction with Rotary Rotaract was some time back through Priska. I remember she tagged me along to one of the fellowships she was going to as she was joining RCNC. I attended 2 meetings, but at that time I felt I was not ready to join until now when Rotary Jabali was being formed. I felt that now I was ready to join and to participate fully in Rotary. What is Rotary for me? What what made me want to join is the idea of service, like knowing that I can be able to contribute to making someone's life better, to making someone believe in the impossible and to change their life. Also, getting to have a community of friends, people I never thought I would meet, and they're outside my circle. Yeah, basically, that is what I would say. And also curiosity. For a long time, I was just curious, what is this Rotary I keep hearing about? Yeah, so I just wanted to find out more about it. Yeah.
Fantastic. And before you go to Eva, I don't know, you mentioned that your husband is part of this group. Was your husband part of Rotary before? Were they a Rotaractor?
He was a Rotaractor at some point, Rotaractor Syokimau. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
For those wondering why I'm asking this, some of you might know that one of our very good Rotarians in this district joined Rotary because she thought the husband was cheating with a woman called Rotary. So I'm hoping this is not the case. Eva, what about you? Why Rotary? What is Rotary to you?
Why Rotary is because when I joined actually Rotary, I was looking for somewhere to give back to the community. I enjoyed the children's home back then, and so I was introduced to Rotary by Rotary by my stepdad. He just told me, there are some people doing something. Just come and see what's happening. And I found out kids from Joytown who had been taken out to another mall to just have a great time. And I was wowed by what these young people were doing, and that's when I started the journey for chartering the Rotary Club of Pisa. And I stayed because I like the organization that Rotary has. Its systems work. Um, you meet people who are like-minded with having the community. I have met people who probably I've never have met in my whole life because we are not in the same career. Yeah, probably do not grow up in the same neighborhood, probably don't even live in the same neighborhood. But thanks to Rotary, I've made lots of friends from different parts of careers in this world, different parts of, let me say, different countries. And that's what one thing actually made me stay in Rotary, the friendships and the networking, and also serving the community. That is what actually drove me into Rotary. And I enjoy doing it in a very well structured way and pulling together because I myself, as one person, I may have my 500 feelings, but it alone cannot probably help a whole community. But if I join my 500 with LBC's 1,000 and Jacinta's 2,000, with Gadua's 5,000, we can actually impact more people. So that is why I stay in Rotary, and that's why I joined Rotary. Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you. And for the second part of the question, so when you imagine Rotary, what does Rotary look like to you?
For me, I think Rotary looks like a place where when anybody just hears the name Rotary, they are happy. When they hear the name Rotary, they feel hopeful. They feel people actually care about them. So when you go to a community and you just hear about Rotary, they just feel joy and happiness because they know these are people who actually care about them. Doesn't matter who they are, they don't need to be known by the Rotarians. The Rotarians will just help them out. Yeah.
And finally, before I let you go, I know that you have family in Rotary.
Yes, I do.
So when you mentioned that Rotary and family, how does that work for you? How does it influence your life in Rotary, having family in Rotary?
Family in Rotary is actually what got me to Rotary also because the person who introduced me was my stepdad. And my mom also joined Rotary. My sister is a Rotaractor. I have my other sister actually joined Rotary and obviously didn't stay for long, but she's also still a friend of Rotary. I have a sister-in-law who was once a Rotarian. So it actually helped serving more because they understand why you're there. They support you. Was you get a constant encouragement. Like when I was president in Rotary, I always got constant encouragement because they're always there for you. Because my stepdad had also been a president before, so it makes basically service easy, makes people because everyone around you understands why you not because I've had cases where people are probably stopped from going to Rotary meetings by their parents. That told what is that you're always going to. And for me, I've not had such a problem. No, people always wonder why people asking for money to do this and this and this because the community needs it. So it makes it a lot more easier.
Fantastic, fantastic, and wow, that's quite an experience. Mark, why Rotary? What is Rotary to you?
I'll agree with both Jacinta and Eva on that it's about service for sure, and to be able to, of course, to network with like-minded people who share the same ideals, the same beliefs, the same drive for a common goal. So yeah, basically for me, that's the two main reasons why. And of course, yeah, to be able to network and meet new people, be challenged on other fronts, etc.
And what, when you imagine Rotary as the theme of this year challenges us to, what is Rotary like to you?
It's sort of a light in a very dark and darkening world somehow, because the things that Rotary tries to address are things that the world desperately needs help out of. So it's sort of a light in a dark world somehow. Not really dark per se, but there's a gap that needs to be filled, and I believe that Rotary is doing its best to fill that gap.
I wouldn't want to add anything or subtract from that statement. Yeah. Rotary is the bridge that we want to see. Gathua.
Yes.
Speaking of bridges, why Rotary? What's Rotary to you?
Okay, so for me, Rotary is like family. So I joined Rotary that was in 2015 or thereabouts. I've served in many capacities with increasing responsibilities over the years. So currently I look at Rotary as family, and the thing with family is we play different roles. So we have to make sure that, for example, we do the housekeeping of our club. If you walked into our club and it was disorganized, you won't say that it is that person who is disorganized. It's our club, it's our home. So it's the same thing when you walk into our home. People have different responsibilities, but they work in synergy. And that's how I look at Rotary, at Rotaract. So you need to be there, you need to play your role, you need to put in the work to see the results. You need to participate in the cleaning, whatever it is, just like a typical home. So I look at it as a home. That's where you get friends. That's where you also have to put in the work for you to belong there. The other thing is, as I've mentioned, I've got friends within it. So over time, you get used to people. You develop like another family. You do things together. You talk, and they become your close friends. So I look at it as a family, where we all have to put in some work to make sure the family runs and it exists, because without us putting in the effort, then the family dies. So we have to put in the work for the family to exist. By the end, we benefit from it being a family. So it's a game of give and take. So that's how I look at Rotary, Rotaract over the years, and now as we become Rotarians in Jabali. That's how I look at it.
Fantastic. I really like your analogy of a home. It is what we say we want to be, and it is what we are becoming at Jabali, a home, a dependable home for all our members and the communities that we serve. Now, we are going to the top of the hour. I think I would like us to finish with one question before I open it up for questions. If you have questions, you can start typing them in the chat for any of our speakers today. Whatever you want to know, now is the time. If your question is a bit more sensitive and you want to ask for a friend, you can shoot it in my DM directly. I will keep it anonymous. So as people type, what's the one thing you'd like to be known for? What's the one thing you'd like to be known for? Your legacy or whatever it is, what's the one thing you'd like to be known for? Let's start with Mark.
I didn't get time to think to to collect my thoughts, but I would say what I'd want to be remembered for is to have made an impact in someone's life positively, because I believe I have a variety. I have, what do we call them? I have positive things I can offer for sure, and I'm human, so I have my weaknesses here and there. So what I'm good at, I would want people to sort of draw inspiration from it and push themselves to also strive to be the best versions of themselves. And I'd also want to be remembered as someone who rallied people behind, doing something about climate change in whichever small ways that they can.
Fantastic. We shall remember Mark, the environmentalist. And I'm glad we have people from Lavington Eco, our good friends. They're going to be good friends to all of us now, and you could be our link with them. Eva, what would you like to be known for?
Well, I would say it was not yet today. I would like people to remember me as someone who would have had lived life. I'd like to be remembered for probably my smile, because I love being a happy person. I love being full of joy. So I think these are the two things I'd like to be remembered for: being happy, to have lived this life.
Yes, I'm reminded of what's his name, the speaker, Sinatra, when he sang in the end that he would like to be remembered having lived his own way. That's, I believe, a beautiful way to live. Gathua?
Yes. Okay. So I'll separate this into my career, personal life. So, okay, this is not definitive, so it might change in the future, or I might add other things. But at the moment, I think when it comes to my career, I'd want to be remembered for, especially safer roads. I think, I hope this is on record, but some of our roads are very unsafe. Two, they're not economically viable, so I would also want to improve on that. Now that's on the career side. On the personal side, I think at the moment I'd want to be a good father, not to be, just to be a good father, a cool father. That's one thing. What else? Yeah, and a person who loves life, definitely. That has to be there. Yeah. At the moment, that might be edited. That is a document somewhere in edit. It might be edited. It will be edited definitely in future. But yeah, at the moment, that's the edition that is there.
I would like to remind everyone on the call this evening that Gathua is a future husband. And he might be taking applications soon, so watch out for that. And when he does, he pledges to be a good father. So points for that. Jacinta.
Yes.
What about you? What would you like to be known for?
For me, daily, I just want to I love smiling. I'm generally a very peaceful person. So for me, whenever I interact with anyone, I just want them as they live, they are a better person. They feel comfortable in who they are happy, and also to be the best mom, wife in my family. Yeah, for now.
Fantastic, fantastic. I think you do bring joy. I've interacted with you and you are quite nice, lovely to be around. Now, Gathua, sorry, not Gathua, Mutia, I don't know why Gathua is stuck in my brain. I think it's the whole advertisement and we decided to use it as a platform. Mutia asks to everyone, what 2 life lessons from their wisdom book can they pass to us? What have they learned from life that they would like to share with all of us? Jacinta,
Yes.
you probably knew of this question before all of us.
No,
So. Please start.
For me, I'll take one from my career. With regards to my career, to be integrity. It's very critical. It's very important to be a person of integrity. At least at the end of the day, you know you can sleep well. You don't have baggage from things you are afraid might catch up with you. So integrity is key for me. The other lesson, what else? You take life as it comes. Sometimes you can't have everything figured out, or you may have a plan, but it doesn't go as you expected. So it's good to have that agility and the ability to be able to adapt and move forward. That's what I'd say.
Fantastic. That's great wisdom. Thank you. Mark, what are your 2 nuggets of wisdom?
Number one would be to be yourself. I think the cost of not being yourself is too high. So I think when you are yourself, you're able to you follow your dreams, your passions, without even worrying about what anyone might take them to be. And of course, you'll live a very satisfied life. And number 2 would be to be empathetic. I think everyone is just fighting their own struggles, struggling with their own things. The least you can do is to be empathetic. Just try to take people as they are, forgive as much as you can, and see the best in other people. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Eva, over to you.
One thing I read about in a book that transformed my life is called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. Was every time you're worried about something, just try and break down this certain worry. Ask yourself, what can I do about it? How can I help? What can I do about it? How can I solve this? And ask as many hows and whys and what until you actually think about the worst case scenario about it. Then you will like have prepared for the worst case scenario. So that one actually helps as you live for life. It helps reduce the worry because actually now you have the solution to the worst case scenario. Something else I've learned from watching some documentary I watched some time ago is live life as if it is your last day. Live every day as if it's your last day. This one actually helps you be kind to people. Don't, it also helps you not spend time in probably something that I would not like to be doing at the last day of my life. I wouldn't like probably be arguing with people or probably be want to be kind or probably be want to be doing the things I love the most. So just you live each and every day as if it's your last day. Um, Finally, what else I would like to share is be authentically yourself every time. Because well, people who are meant to like you will like you for who you are. People who do not like you, even if you pretend to be someone else, will not like you it doesn't, regardless of what you do. So just be authentically you, and your life will just, your destiny will just live out perfectly. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. You've given us 3 wonderful lessons. Gathua.
Yes, apologies. My internet is a bit stable, so I didn't hear the question.
The question is, what are 2 lessons you've learned that you share with us? 2 lessons you've learned from life.
Hey, Elvis, I'm still young for this thing, but
That question was from Muhia.
well, I'm still young, but I think be yourself and trust your guts, trust your instincts. I think those are some of my lessons. The other lesson is from a Cuban. It takes balls to birth a child. Like you always have to sacrifice. You need to, sometimes you have to put in the courage and take certain risks to get some results. Yeah.
All right, risk. Fantastic. Now, Melissa has just posted a question. If you just give me a moment to get to it. She asks, what journey are you currently on? Spiritually, mentally, career-wise, whatever capacity, what journey are you on right now? And I think I would add, what's the destination for it? Where would you like it to end?
So is that for me?
Yes, we'll start with you because I know you mentioned that your time is a bit limited with us. So we can start with Gathua, followed by Jacinta, Mark, and Eva.
Okay, so I look at it as, so I'll separate it. I think spiritually and mentally. I think maybe it has happened to the people who are older than me in this meeting. But as you grow older, you get a certain perspective of spirituality that you didn't have before. So that's a journey by itself. You need to identify yourself. I'm still on it. I don't know what the destination is. I'm going by field, wherever it leads. The other one is mentally. I think there's a bit, especially for me, I think I was going through a burnout. So I think unplugging from Nairobi has had such a certain change in my life. As much as it's a very different environment, going to a different environment has mentally, it resets you, and it forces you to look at things differently, with the privileges you have had, the downsides and everything. So that's also a journey. I honestly don't know where it leads. Both journeys, I don't know where they lead, but we'll see that along the course of maybe a couple of years. But yeah, I think we are all on a journey, and the thing with journeys in life, they never end. So just have got with the moment. So maybe that's the lesson. Just be in the moment, enjoy it, live your full life. Yeah, I think that's it.
Great. Jacinta.
I'd say career-wise, I'm still trying to figure out what I would like to specialize in, given the different aspects of IT I've interacted with. Spiritually, I would say just trying to figure out the whole relationship with God aspect. That's a journey I'm working on. And yeah, I think I'll leave it at that for now.
All right. Before we move on to Mark, I'd like to appreciate Gathua. He's just let me know he has to leave. As he mentioned, he's quite far off and he has to travel 100 kilometers back home from where he currently is. So thank you, Gathua. I wish we could have stayed longer, but thank you. You've shared quite a bit of yourself with us and we are grateful. Mark.
Yeah, for me, I think my life changed permanently once I got my child. So that takes center stage in my life right now. So everything that I do, it's mainly, I think what I think, what I figure out I need to do, whatever changes I need to make in my life, they are largely driven by the kind of dad I want to be, the kind of spouse I want to be. So it really is everything right now in my life. So it determines the kind of life I'm trying to design and the changes I need to make. Yeah, so that I can guarantee the best life.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I think Eva, you'll be our last to answer questions today with this one. So what's the one thing, the journey you're currently on?
Spiritually and mentally, more on a gratitude journey, let me call it that. So every day I just pick up a piece of paper and write what I'm grateful for, be it a little, just the basic little things that happen, getting home safe, having a meal, somebody probably complimented you, or someone who probably is normally not nice to you. This particular day was nice to you. So just, a more gratitude feel and gratitude journey. Career-wise, studying for my international aircraft maintenance license so that I can be able to broaden my impact at my workplace, and I believe it will also put me in a position to drive change and increase basically aviation safety. Yeah, I believe that I've answered the question.
Fantastic. And with that, I would like to end our session today. We've taken about 50 or so minutes. Thank you so much, Mark, Jacinta, Eva, and Gathua, who's just left, for allowing us to get to know you better. We are much more improved. I am Elvis Karaya. My classification is in medicine, and I was your moderator today. And I'm looking forward to hosting more of you in our meetings. And back to Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Elvis, Gathua, Eva, Jacinta, and Mark, for a very wonderful session. The goal was to know each one a little better, and I think we've done more than a little better. We know you very, very well, and looking forward to discover and journey along as members of Rotary Jabali. Elvis, kindly confirm you can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So kindly allow us just some 10 more minutes, 10, 15 more minutes. I think since we started the club and we have online fellowships, we say we end the meeting by 9-ish. It's always so difficult to cut some conversations such as today's. And so we normally almost end the meeting at about 9:15, between 9:15 and 9:30. So it'll take about 10 more minutes just to make some announcements, and then have a essay session and close the meeting. First, thank you to everyone who has joined us today. This, as I mentioned, is our first meeting in this Rotary Year. So we are really thankful that you joined us in our first meeting and looking forward to march together with everyone in the 2022-2023 Rotary Year. I am trying to share my screen, but seems the internet is not on my side. Muhia, you have the slides. Kindly put up the slides. But the first announcement is our charter party. We've shared most of the details on chat. Our charter party is coming up end of this month on Saturday, 30th of July. It will be a celebration of the far that we've come as a Rotary Club. Putting together a Rotary Club has proven not the easiest thing to do, but it has been a journey that I am totally grateful that we did take. We have put together a Rotary Club with 43 charter members, That might be 44 charter members on the actual day, which is one of the biggest charters in the recent 2 years. Next few slides, we can go to the charter party poster, Muhia. Next, right there. Yeah, so 43 is quite a big number, but that means we are starting with a very good vibe and the energy is there. And I think throughout the year, we'll continue to know our charter members and discover each other's passion, classification, what we do so that we complement each other as members of the club. And also as we build projects, as we build community interventions, we may use our classifications and our vocations to most use in Rotary service. So everyone who's joined us today, you're most welcome to our charter party. It shall be officiated by our district governor, Rotarian Azef Astrat. It will be at the 67 Airport Hotel along Mombasa Road from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Official beat, and then an after party till breakfast, and we'll only depart after breakfast. Charges are 3,000 for Rotarians and guests and 2,000 for Rotaractors. Dress code is black tie. And the payment details are right there. M-Pesa pay bill, no, M-Pesa till number 977-1775. It should give you Rotary Club of Jabali. Next slide, Muhia. Before that, the one just before is a couple of what is Rotary Jabali. So as a new club, we are continuously reintroducing ourselves to members who visit us. So as I mentioned, we are 43 members of Rotary Jabali, but we have a few structures to ensure we operate as seamlessly as possible. I did like Gathua's analogy of our family, where everyone plays a little role in the family to ensure that we are all doing very well as a club. So we have the club board, which will be, you'll see the club board in the next slide. And the board is divided into several committees. Yeah, that's the board. 14 members are in the board. Myself, Kennedy Guy as our vice president and president-elect, Emmanuel Terrell as director of membership and president nominee, Gakeni as our secretary, Vicky as our assistant secretary, Priska as our treasurer, Valentine as our assistant treasurer, Antoine as our director of IS, Melissa as our director of family of Rotary, Kennedy Macau as our director of service projects, Francis as our director of fundraising and the Rotary Foundation, Elvis, our ever-present and excellent moderator as our director of vocational service and speaker secretary, Grace, our director of New Gen, and Mutie, who does all the magic on our social media and our designs. So these are the gentlemen and ladies pulling the weight and leading our club in the first year. They do not work alone, they work in committees. So we have assistant directors who are currently in the process of being appointed. So we have a couple who are confirmed. And if you want to be an assistant director in any of the roles, that's from Antoine, Melissa, Kennedy, Francis, Elvis, Grace, Mutie. If you want to volunteer, probably Mutie, you could go back to the previous slide. In any of the committees, depending on your area of passion. If you want to go deep into Rotary service projects, please contact Kennedy Macau. If you are, your skills is in PR and communication, design, web design, graphic design, please contact Mutia Mule, our Director of Innovation, Public Image and Communications. If your passion is in people, you're a people person, you're a party planner, sherehe planner, you know what to do to ensure everyone is in sync, please contact our membership director, Emmanuel Terrell. I have put all their contacts there. They're very simple numbers. Just give them a call or drop them a message on WhatsApp. You can also join our charter party planning committee, though this one is almost in its final days because the charter is so close. Gives us a lot of anxiety, but all is well. Ben and his team have been doing excellently, very, very well. And also we have an ad hoc committee to draft our club finance manual and a procurement guide led by our treasurer, Priska Mwangi. So under these committees, under these ad hoc committees, that's where a lot of the work happens, and we get to build Rotary Jabali together. We encourage every member, every guest to join at least one committee in your area of passion, so that, as Gathua says, you contribute to the family of Rotary and we build our club together. Yeah, and I think that's all for the announcement. Probably Mutiek will go to the last slides to see if I've missed anything. Yes, so at this moment, I will welcome our Sergeant at Arms, Melissa Akinyi, to take us through the session. Our essay is a section where everyone who's joined us today can unmute and share what they've learned or share something that happened to them within the week, a happy event. If the week has been very cold and very slow, you can also tell us about it. Yeah, just unmute and feel free. As you do that, you can contribute to our club kitty. We do manage a few admin expenses. So $1, as you'll hear, $1 is 100 payable to our treasurer, and that will go to our club kitty to ensure the running of our club is seamless and smooth. Over to you, Melissa.
Thank you, SK. Please confirm you can hear me. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Melissa.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Melissa Juma. I'm the Sergeant at Arms and the Director of Family of Rotary. Thank you very much for the great presentation and moderation by Francis and everyone else, Eva and the rest. So I'll just take you through what we do during these sessions. So about Happy Dollars, this is a session where we take time to get to know how every member is doing. Basically, it's just a way for us to be able to interact and know what went well for you, what didn't go well. And through the session, every member is able, who is willing, can either celebrate or tell us what didn't go well through a happy dollar or a sad dollar. So in this case, a happy dollar in Rotary is worth 100 Kenya shillings. That's what we'll work with. You can also give a sad dollar if in case something happened that didn't go according to plan. So it's basically a way for us to also get to know what's happening in your personal or professional life, if you're willing to share. And you might be wondering, why do we have this whole ritual of happy dollars? So it's just a great way for the club to be able to raise money towards projects, community initiatives, or also, as SK has mentioned, the club kitty, which also goes towards admin expenses. So with that said, I'd open the floor to any member who is willing to give a happy dollar and also share with us what went well or what didn't go well in the week. So you can feel free to just unmute and speak up, or you can also type on the chat box. Anyone who'd like to open the floor?
Good evening, family and friends of Rotary.
Good evening.
My name is Richard Kirundi, Charter President for Lavington Echo. And our membership director actually reached out to our new membership who are just joining to come and get a feel of Rotary. And I'm so happy that they were able to join in quite a good number. And I think you have given a very good experience to all of us. Thank you so much, our Director Angela, for that initiative and reaching out. And I've heard like you have very many environmentalists, so why not a simple, soft partnership with the incoming board of Lavington Echo? For that, I give $10 happy for Jabali and $10 happy for Lavington Echo. That's $20 happy. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you so much for that, Richard. Thank you for the feedback. And maybe SK can also comment on the same towards the end. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Oh, and sorry, a very warm welcome to the new members who are joining our meeting for the first time or are joining a Rotary meeting. Feel very welcome. Anyone else?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. I've shared a happy dollar. One for Rotary Jabali, congratulations on your charter. And also two, just to partially announce that, just to partially invite you all to our book reviews. The Rotary Club of Langata happens to have a book club, which recently turned 1 year old last month. We are very excited about it. So last month we were able to review The Book Thief by Marcus Zusaks. And this month we'll be reviewing Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. So if you like to read, or if you know anyone who likes to read, I welcome you all to our reviews. We always meet on the last Wednesday of every month, and we have a WhatsApp group. So if you're interested in joining in, karibuni sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mary. Well received. Thank you for the invitation. I know our group, our club prides itself in having very many book readers. If you've been bragging you love books, here is an open invitation to join the Club of Langata. We'll be sending guests your way. Thank you very much, Mary. Yes, Elvis.
I would like to give $5 happy. This week has been a good one for me. So I'll start by, on Monday, I received some good news. I got to finish an application I was making. Yesterday, I made headway in a matter I had in court. And today we've had a wonderful fellowship. So that's 3. One is a sad dollar for our PDG who couldn't make it, but the final one is a happy dollar for the guests we had. They really, you know, we have a saying that in my culture that the pot breaks at the doorstep, and they came in and helped us just save the pot, and we had a wonderful fellowship as a result. So that's 5 for me.
Thank you very much, Elvis. Congrats on your win. A very warm congratulations to you. And then, yeah, also for the sad dollar. Thank you for that. I don't know if there's anyone who'd like to give any more happy dollars or just share with us. And as Elvis was speaking, I also realized I also had a win for last week. As a software developer who's also very much interested in design, I was taking a design course since sometime in November. Actually, it has taken me 33 weeks to complete my design course, and I'm officially certified as a UI UX designer. So that's a win for me. And also towards the preparation of the charter party. So I'll give $3 happy for that. I can see Antoine is also giving a happy dollar for the members who let us know about them. Another for such a positive personal day today. A sad dollar. Why am I getting a sad dollar, Antoine? Would you like to talk about the sad dollar? But thank you for the happy dollar and the sad dollar. And it was a very informative session, getting to know our members very well. And the conversation was very insightful. So thank you for that conversation we've had today. Someone else, Mark is also giving a happy $1 for the welcome. Very karibu sana, Mark, and we hope to interact with you more. Mutie, we receive your congratulations on behalf of Elvis and myself. Thank you very much. So without further ado, I'd like to give it back to SK. And in case you still feel like giving happy $, the treasurer's number is on the screen, or you can also just write something on the chat box. And thank you for an amazing session today. Over to you, SK.
Thank you, Mel. I think Muti has a happy $1 or two. Yeah, Muti, go ahead.
Can I start with finding the essay for not giving me a chance?
I'm so sorry, Mutia, your hand was raised.
Yes, it was. I have 5 happy $. So 4 for the speakers who stepped in a big time and also allowed themselves to be vulnerable and just shared with us their story, their life, and their impact in the society. It was quite a good fellowship. Finally, I think it's for the charter. I think you're making very good strides towards it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mutie. Last chance, anyone who wants us wants to tell us something, wants to share with us? Going once. Going twice. And going thrice. Okay, I think in addition, there are a few fines that if the culprits are not fined, the treasurer will not be happy. The first one is Terrell. Terrell, we are still looking for you. We are not sure which side of the country or the world you are at. The second one is finally, please pay that happy $1. We were the fine. We were looking for you earlier. The second one is Mel. Mel, you confused Francis and Elvis, so I'm not sure if you're going to pay for both. But Elvis was the moderator. And then Gathua, but I think he's left. Gado has a lot of fines that we'll push through to next time. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We are glad that you have spent your Wednesday evening with us. We do look to spend more Wednesday evenings with you for our fellowships. Right here, courtesy of Mutie, who is our host. We meet every 2 weeks on Wednesday. So our next fellowship is on 20th. We hopefully shall have PDG Katongole then. Otherwise, we'll advise, but we'll get his story is one that we cannot miss at the beginning of the year. So we'll be chasing for that. After that, our next activity is on 30th, which will be our charter party, pay up well in advance so that our planning team does have confirmation in good time. And we look forward to a serious party. I think by next week, we'll have our charter certificate. By the other week, we'll have our lapel pins and our merchandise. And the charter party will be lit. And if you miss, you shall not be very happy. You shall regret missing our charter party. And with that, I wish to recognize the Rotary Clubs present. Rotary Club of Lavington Eco. Thank you, Charter President Richard, Angela, and your team. I think there's a huge possibility for joint projects. with Lavington Equal. Looking forward to that. Rotaract Club of Langata. Nekesa, please share the WhatsApp link to your book club. I'll definitely share it with our members, and looking forward to reading some books with you. I can see Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. Steve, President Stephen Miner, thank you for joining us. I'll probably give you some airtime to invite us to your installation. Steve, are you willing to buy some airtime?
I'm not sure how much airtime costs, but thank you so much, President SK. Good evening, friends and family of Rotary. My name is Steve Miner, President Nairobi Central, Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. I do wish to invite you to our installation ceremony of the 45th board of the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. That is happening on Saturday, the 23rd of July. I think this is a week prior to the much anticipated party of Rotary Jabali. So our installation will be happening at Westwood Hotel in Westlands from 2 p.m. to around 5, 6, 7 p.m. Or should I say till late. Thank you so much for further information. Kindly contact me, or SK I think is a good ambassador. Thank you so much, SK. Back to you.
Thank you, Steve. We charge, it's prime time, so our airtime are very expensive. Just see Priska behind the tent, and you can discuss the invoice. I hope I'm not missing any club. And let's put our right hands across our chest, or if you have your favorite midweek drink, and let's give a toast to Rotary International. To Rotary International. Also, thank you, our district governor, DG Azef. We really do look forward to hosting you for a charter party. And officially, I hope we shall be the first club that is chartered this year. And that way we shall be in your books forever. Thank you, DG Azef.
Thank you very much. I must say that how much encouraged I am the way that you fellowshipped by introducing your members and what they do and what they expect to do in the future, in their life, in their profession. I mean, it is really interesting, to share such experiences on such modality. So I'm really looking forward to your charter party, and I'll be there in Nairobi on the 26th, and after the charter party on the 31st, I'll be flying out to Addis. So looking forward for that. I'm always with you, and just keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, DJ. Thank you all for joining our fellowship. Wishing you a fruitful rest of the week, and keep warm this cold July. Asanteni sana. Guests leave at their own pleasure. There's music right after this for the people who enjoy some banter and good music till about 10. Asanteni sana.